Okay, in this section we're going to create a graph. The first graph we're going to create is going to be with Microsoft Paint. Microsoft Paint comes built into all PCs these days, and to access that you can just go to Accessories and come over here and select Paint. The Paint application will open. To make your very first drawing, it's a good idea to create a legend. So I'm just going to select the text box here, and I'm going to draw myself a text box, and at my cursor I'm going to list those things that I can put a code on. I'm just going to have this reference symbols, so I'm going to use colored squares to indicate what my symbols are, but you could use anything. So I'm just going to put an equal sign. I'm going to end up putting symbols in front of these, but let's set the legend up first. So my first symbol will be a colored box that is going to say equals live termites, and maybe another one equals live carpenter ants. And let's have another one. This one will equal shelter tubes. And the final one, we'll let this be, see, we'll have this to be parts and frass. Okay. Now I'll just click out of that box right there. Now in Paint, if you want to move this around, you can go up and grab this tool, selection tool, and you can just select these, and then with your left mouse you can click that around and put it about wherever you want it. So on each of my graphs, I'm going to save this as a masters. So I'll go up here and just say save as, just so I don't forget to do that. And I'm going to save that on my desktop and just call that this a master graph template. Okay, just save that for now. Now, what I want to do is I want to create the symbols I'm going to use on all of my drawings to go with those. So I'm going to go up here to the Paint tool, select the Paintbrush tool, and then you notice these little symbols up here. So I can choose any of these symbols, which I can color, and so I'm going to choose the larger one. I'm going to choose the larger square. And let's say that live termites, I want them to show up prominently, so I'm going to select the color red, which will allow me to come over here and to just click in place. And now you can see I've got a red color for live termites. And if I want to have another color for, let's say I wanted to choose this green color, and these will represent carpenter ants whenever I use this. So that's my carpenter ant. And shelter tubes, since they're made out of dirt, we'll just make those brown. And we'll just say parts and frass. I'm going to turn this and kind of this greenish color here. You want to choose colors that you can distinguish on the drawing fairly easy. And now you have a symbol. And you can have as many symbols on here as you want to use. Like I said, you could also use text letters to set this symbol up, so you could have, X's and Y's and whatever numbers, or numbering systems. If you want to use a numbering system, some states, that would work out well. So anyway, I'm going to also save this again. I've already named it, so whenever I want this now, all I have to do to make a graph is to open up my master graph template. And then to make a drawing, I want to select the drawing tool here, and make sure the color that your graph's going to be, I'll make it black. So I'm going to draw the outline of the property here. So we're going to make an L-shaped ranch house, and I'm going to have a garage on that. And I can use another box tool, or I could use the line tool. In fact, let me just go over there and I'll grab that line tool and get the crosshairs in place. and pull those down, and we'll move it to the other side of the garage. And so there we go. We've got our garage. Now let's say I want to add a deck to the back of this. And now we're ready to start adding our elements to that. So if I want to show where the live termites are, I want to go back to my paintbrush tool. And I'm going to select my red color. And let's say that I've got termites here. And over here around the deck. And on this corner, and let's say I've got some over in this area right here. Then I can do the same thing if I've got some shelter tubes that I notice. So I click on those. And the same thing with parts and frass. So let's say that we just have the parts and frass in this area and this area. So that's a very simple drawing. Now if we want to put this into our report, and you can put anything else on here you want, but if you want to export that to your report, you just come to the File menu. And first thing I want to do is I want to save it as, I don't want to save it over my master graph. Now I want to name this. So I'm going to come up with a name. So in this case, I'm going to call it 1234 Main Street. And this is very important. You want to change from bitmap. If we say this is a bitmap, it's a very large drawing, and you don't want that. So you want to come down here, and we're going to use JPEGs. And so when we save it as a JPEG, our program will be able to handle that, and it'll be saved now onto the desktop. And really, that's really all I need to do. So I have done a save as, and I've saved it as a JPEG. And at this point, if I want to just close this and get it out of the way, I can. And I come over to my graph of my state form, or my NPMA33, and I click on the import button. And I go to my graph, 1234 Main Street, select it. And now I have added that to my report, and it's ready to print. And if you want to look at it in preview mode, you can see all your legend shows up along with your drawing. Now, let's say that I want to also save the original drawing that I created in Paint or in any other program that you're using. I come over here to the right in this little box that says Get Graph File, and I click on the button here that says to import. Click to import bitmap, JMP, or GIF file used to create this graph. And like I said, I'm using the JPEG here because this files are much smaller than JPEGs. So I'm going to select that button, File. So I'm just going to select that file. And you'll notice that it's now moved that file into this container field. And so that file could be exported using this little right-hand arrow. Anytime in the future, if you wanted just to open that up again in Paint, you wouldn't have to recreate it. You can just open it up and work on it and make another drawing. So that's it. That is the creation of a graph using Paint.